Hello everyone and welcome to another video. You'll notice the angle's slightly different now because I needed to change it around because I've got a bigger frame. So this is the picture I'm currently working on. That's what it's going to look like when it's finished. This is the pattern made by Lindisfarne. I'm currently on page 2 of 32, so it is a big old pattern. I don't show the actual patterns themselves because of copyright, but that's going to be the end image. And that's all I've done so far. Now, this is actually 3 foot by 3 foot. It's going to be huge. When I finish it, it's going to be worth it. So please forgive the slightly shaky camera. But let's go. So I'm currently going to fill in this little gap here. Should you turn the light on? Can you see okay? No, that's worse. Let's stick with what we had. There we go. So I'm filling in this little gap here. And then I've got to come down the page. But I will do that when we get closer. So this is basically a few different colours of green, which will eventually be the base of the map. Now, this is a Discworld map, so it's not any map that you might have seen before unless you happen to be a Discworld fan. Lindisfarne, the designer of this pattern, is the only one who is licensed to sell Discworld cross stitch. And I will put a link down in the description for her shop. I've got quite a few of hers. One I finished, which is the Hogfather, and I've got 4 or 5 in my to be stitched pile. I'm struggling to find the holes a little bit because I've normally got a light shining down, and because it actually makes it a lot worse for you to see, I've turned it off. So I'm going by feel. Underneath I'm listening for the pops as I go along the different holes, so I know I'm in the right place. Can you hear that on the screen? I doubt it. But when you run the needle across the Ada underneath, that's sometimes how I find the holes I'm on, just by going like that along. Oh, can you see it? Oh no, hang on, do it closer. Doing that along the line underneath. I'm doing one page at a time so that I can always know where I am. Normally I'm a bit more all over the place because it's one page, maybe 2, and I can just finish that bit, that colour off, and kind of grows organically. This is the first time I've been more regimented and do it page by page. But I think something this size you have to be quite regimented. I've been debating whether or not to do the back stitch as I go along because there's going to be an awful lot of it, lots of place names and mountain markers and things like that. But I think I'm going to leave it to the very end and then start in one corner and work my way across. That way it stops me getting frustrated when the line stops here, but on the next page it goes down to here, and I could have just continued. Now, I do tend to do sections of colour at a time just to make life easier. This counting is one thing, but if you've got to go too far, it's easier to make mistakes, and that's where it goes horribly wrong. Especially on one like this, you've gone one line too far down and you don't figure it out until the very bottom and it's out of whack. Now, like I showed you on my bust cross stitch, which will be the next video. I'm going to alternate. I'm obsessive about the back of my work. I need to make sure that it's neat and tidy and you can see what it is from the back, same as you can from the front, and that is just me being weird. It's just the way I like it. It makes absolutely no difference to anybody else. Nobody else will ever see it once it's put up in a frame, unless you've got some, I'm not big enough to make it not lay flat in a frame. It doesn't matter. That being said, I have been known to unpick whole rows because I've had a little tiny knot which wouldn't have noticed. Now, some people do one cross at a time. I will do that with vinaigretted thread, but with normal stitching, I do half the cross going all one way and then complete the cross going back. And if I've got to go more than 3 stitches in any direction, I will tie off and start again. Again, it's just to make it neater, and you don't waste as much thread that way. Because if you're traveling, say if I needed to go from here and then go to here, I'm wasting all that thread. In the big scheme of things, it probably overall won't make that much of a difference. But if you do have a mistake and you've got to unpick a lot of one colour, you might not have enough. And then you've got the nightmare trying to make sure you've got the right colour to replace it with, so it doesn't stand out as wrong. Now, this page is mostly greens, and then the next page under is going to be like a sandy colour where all the writing, the keys are mapped underneath, so it tells you where everything is and what the scales are and things like that. That's right at the bottom. I've got a page and a half before I get there. This is definitely going to be a long haul pattern, so you'll see this video coming up. This is going to be part 1. It wouldn't surprise me to find part 100. You will definitely see other patterns along the way. So I'll be doing my bus, and I've got some miniature artworks, which is going to be my next little project. But that's going to be a longer video, so I'm going to do the entire piece in one sitting. So I have to make sure that I A, have enough time to do it all, and B, enough fluids, because sitting here and talking for a couple of hours is probably not going to be easy. Although to be fair, I talk a lot. She says, and then goes completely silent. Yeah, so this section's now done. I'm going to mark it off on my clipboard. Again, I won't show you the pattern. No, not the whole pattern. I don't mind showing you a little bit, but not today because I've got to get the camera angle right. And I'm still new to this, so I'm learning. So I do use the highlighter technique, so I will photocopy the pattern that I'm doing so that I can draw on it. And then I've got the clean one then, just to have a look at the back stitching so that I don't have to worry that I coloured something in and changed the colour, so I won't know what colour thread to use. Okay. So this is what I mean about the back. So it is recognisable as the same as it is from the front. I tie off by pushing the needle underneath at least one stitch in the back, and then cutting the material as close to the bottom as possible without actually, ruining the material. Because I had a lot of colours, let me zoom out, sorry. Because I had a lot of colours for this particular section, I've made quite a large pincushion. I've labelled it with the different symbols that are on this page. I've got another one here because there are 6 different symbols on this page. Oh! Okay. So I'm going to work now on the bottom. So where the dark green is, coming into the light green, just here, that's where I'm going to work now. And this is a long haul project, like I've said, so I'm not going to be worried if I don't make a great deal of progress every time. I won't be stitching it all on camera because that'll probably be tedious for both of us, because I've got to keep changing the camera every 5 minutes and then I don't get anything done. Now I'd already done the half stitches going across, so now I'm going to finish this line going back. This particular colour comes quite far down, so once I've started, I'll be able to just keep going and count it across once I get to the bottom, so I know where, once I finish this line, I know how many over I've got to go and still be able to do it. I mean, that's why they call it counted cross stitch, isn't it? You've got to count so you know where it is. Does anybody use the printed ones? I've never bought a printed one, although I bought one for somebody as a gift for them to learn how to cross stitch, so it would save them having to worry about counting and what symbols are what, and it's all there on the page. But I never used them myself. So what's your impressions of them? Are they good? Do they distract you? Let me know. I might give one a go. Not that I haven't got enough on the go at the moment, so I might give one a go in the future. And my to be stitched pile takes up an entire shelf on my bookcase upstairs. That's not including the patterns that I've got and plans. I might need to live till I'm at least 150 just to get everything I want to stitch stitched. And I probably need a bigger house. It's like needing a bigger boat but with less sharks. So I won't keep you on this video for much longer, but the next one will be the bus again, and you will definitely see a huge difference in how much I've done in the bus. I've done quite a bit on that, and then I'll do another one for this video. Okay, so 2 stitches left. I'm going to go directly down one because, as you can see, I've already got a stitch in there, so I can tell from here to here that's going to be all one colour. I don't need to worry about counting for this line. So just go straight down one and carry on. The next row is, it's not too bad, it's one over So the next row down will come one over this way, but about 6 in this way. But about 6 in this way. Sorry. Yes, the cats can go out, no problem at all. Okay, sorry about that minor interruption. So yeah, so 1 over this way and 6 or 7 in this way. I haven't counted it fully, but because it's the next row down, there's no point me counting it now because I will forget by then. But for now, that'll be enough. And when you come back, hopefully you'll see a big difference in this one. The next video will be in a few days' time. I've got plans the weekend because I don't know if any, I'm sure you're all aware, but in the UK it's the Jubilee, so this weekend is full of plans, but I will be posting another video next week. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.